I'm with Lewis Kirkaldie of Cinegy, and I want to talk about their new product, Platform One. So tell us about this association with XenData.
Yeah, I mean, as we found, like much as everyone might want it to be the case, the cloud isn't the answer to everything. And in actual fact, we've seen customers being able to get more out of computers. An individual computer can do more than it used to do. And so there has been a rise in people making multifunctional appliances. So we've had a fantastic relationship with XenData for a number of years now. They produce some very high quality, very keenly priced HSM storage systems. You've got tape libraries and disk storage subsystems. And so we were working with them and talking with them. And these days, the server that they use to host their software that runs and drives the brain of the storage subsystem, it's got excess power. There's more than enough capacity on there to actually run some other tasks. So one of the things we've then done is team up with these guys and certify their platform to be able to then produce an appliance we're calling Platform One, to then ship that to customers with all our software pre-installed, all ready to go and certified, and with a very easy path for customers to get warranty and maintenance and no questions about what do I need. It's like the appliance will work. And then customers and partners are able to then light up the Cinegy components with just a software key. So it's a very powerful option for customers to get up and spinning quickly. They get a platform that can be serviced worldwide and managed on a hardware basis, which is something we don't do. And so it's great our partners are able to do that. And then there's no questions about how to go about setting up the Cinegy system and is this the right thing to do it on. It's been certified by us, and we can then just provide them an installation service to be like, okay, we're just going to put some serial numbers in and now we can take you through the configuration and management of this. And there's no questions about what do I need to buy, what do I need to cable.
That's a hugely convenient way to deliver something. As you say, it's all pre-installed. You simply turn it on when you pay the license fee. So the XenData platform itself is shared storage with tape backup.
Yeah, so the idea is that there's spinning disk to take media assets into, ingest them, transcode onto them, manage them, work with them. But it's still the case that linear tape backup has the capacity and the ability to take it offline, consuming no power, shelve it, vault it, and expand through robots and slots on shelves. That mean there is still a very valuable purpose behind taking things off that spinning disk and using that as kind of a cache area. So this appliance includes all that XenData capability, which has been around for years now and has been successfully deployed by customers as bespoke components next to Cinegy parts, and now it's all in one. So you're up and running really quickly to just provision that storage and then have that disk starting to be backed up immediately to the LTO drive that comes with the appliance. And then you've got an expandability story beyond the back of that that's pretty easy to just bolt on more.
And both levels are expandable, so you can go from 100 or so terabytes up on spinning disks and, well, as many tapes as you need.
Yes, yeah. I mean, this is a module to get you started, and once customers start to scale beyond a certain point, then somebody does at some point need to kind of stop and think a little bit about scaling for capacity and when it's time to make that decision to invest in a new, bigger robot or to switch over from one generation LTO to another. So we can't solve all the problems in one swift move. But what we can do is get straight into you're up, you're running, you're good to go for X capacity. We can bolt on this much more, and then if you start growing even more, then you've got to start looking a little bit more carefully. In a couple of years' time, when the next LTO comes out, at what point is it actually worthwhile to replace kit rather than to keep adding to existing kit on legacy modes. But then at that point, you've got a very easy way to, we will evolve the platform moving ahead. So because the Cinegy side is just software, it'll be very easy to just move that part along as the hardware goes. So while it is an appliance, it's still just our software, and migration and movement will be just as easy as it always was.
So essentially it is the classic design of software that your bit at the top communicates through to the storage and archiving at the bottom.
Yes.
And if either side updates, it's simply the relationship between the two that needs to be changed.
Yeah. I mean, we've got the integration with XenData we've had for years, and it's just worked reliably for years. So there's no compatibility concerns at all.
Yeah. We're up to LTO 8 now. LTO is the standard now and forever, really.
It won the war, really. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the VHS to SDLT's Betamax.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's the de facto linear tape standard. And while some people have been proletizing the death of tape for some time, it still meets that requirement. Sometimes regulatory legal requirements where you literally have to take things off site, and unplugging a drive and moving it, you have to ruggedize that drive, whereas the cartridges are pre-ruggedized. They're designed to be shelved, vibrated, moved around to a tolerance that spinning drives aren't, and flash drives would be eye-wateringly, devastatingly expensive for. So much as the world is thinking, gosh, still magnetic tape, rush me my 1980s paraphernalia, it turns out that it's still meeting a requirement, and the engineers keep pulling off magic with magnetic bits.
Yeah. And LTFS on the tape, so it's it's all but unbeatable, all but indestructible.
Well, I mean, the LTFS angle means that the days of being locked into a proprietary format are gone. It means that in the event that you decide you want to pluck a tape, you'll be able to use it in a way that systems that don't support LTFS like Xen do can mean you are then trapped going, gosh, I've got all these lovely tapes and I can't read them. Yeah. I've had to work through my past in various kind of data retrieval recovery and like crafting special scripts to try and pull files off the magnetic stuff to move it. And you don't want any part of that. And if you've got a standard like LTFS as the base format, you know that you can think, cool, in 20 years' time, someone's still going to be able to understand what this means because it's a standard.
Sure. So the Cinegy layer on top, you're providing connectivity then to the tools that you would find around a production or broadcast environment.
Yes. So which elements you choose to license in the appliance is really up to you. So it's not just a one size fits all. Here's the big price tag. I hope you want to use it all. They're individually licensable components. So you can choose that is just the main archive, and then you'll connect some desktop clients to it. And there'll be some tools off appliance for that. Maybe you've got some physical boxes that have SDI equipment in to capture off tapes. We don't know. It could be that you actually want to start ingesting a load of files. They're in a format that you want to compress before storing on the XenData, so you can license and run our transcoder on the appliance. So you can actually set up watch folders with the MAM, run that all on that one appliance, and then while that's pulling the files in to put onto disk, we can be flipping them to say, well, cool, it's lovely that we've got these DNxHR files, but actually I'd like them to be XDCAM50 to go on disk because I'll get 4 times as many of them on there, and we can take care of that in that one step. So there's a lot of flexibility in that appliance that's available because it's just software being stacked on top of it.
And connectivity through to other things like craft editors or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some really, really high quality Avid integration, for example. So you can park projects into the Cinegy archive, and that will then go off onto the storage. We can store the AAF from the edit element and keep that in an Avid format and reconstitute all the media files when the time comes later. So there is an excellent solution there for someone that's got, say, some media composers and they want to not have too much dedicated Avid storage, but pull it back in and manage those assets and get them shared between stations. Or if, for example, they need to move between an Avid to a Premiere, the more popular case these days, because we've got Premiere integration, so we can actually switch that material through and actually convert it to a more Premiere-friendly format between those two. So the workflows that you can enable there are really quite powerful and flexible.
And this is all proven stuff because it's existing software.
Yep.
It's running on hardware that you've certified. Underlying it is LTO and LTFS and things like that. So this is ready to go now. Yeah,
it's the new shiny stuff that's been around for years. So there's nothing shocking about like a computer connected up to hardware. The difference here is the quality assurance that's put around it, the fact that it's a stable set of parts and it's a stable set of software that's been around for years and years, continually improved. But yeah, no one should think it's, oh, here's this new appliance, I wonder if it'll work out and they'll keep doing it. It's like we've actually taken all the bits from XenData that have existed for over a decade, all the bits from Cinegy that have existed for over a decade, and put them together to produce something new from established parts. So it's a very low risk proposition from that part.
That's possibly the greatest selling point. It's a low risk proposition. Thank you very much indeed, Lewis.
Thank you very much, Dick.